Welcome back to Daytona Sandown Park for the third race of the day in the Elite Karting Series Round 1. We're of course on the 900 metre Grand Prix layout for this race, and it should be a pretty exciting one. Dom Balasaitis is on a pole position with Phillip Baboolal alongside him, only 0.08 of a second in between their lap times. Phillip getting the victory inside of race 1. Dom will be looking for revenge. Ryan Sandall is on row 2 alongside Callum Bendelow. They're an all-senior row 2, and Ryan so far is having the round of his life, so it'll be fascinating to see what he can do. Jamie Sherman-Chase, with a disappointing race 1, was able to qualify in 5th for this second race. Dana Rohan is joining him on row 3. Adam Thompson makes up row 4 alongside Freddie Funnell, with row 5 made up of Ross Sandwell and Charlie Foster. George Braund is in 11th position with Joseph Simcock just behind him in 12th. Dane Christensen and Archie Prattley are row 7. Row 8 is made up of Alex Pritchard and Chrissy Harding, with your final spot on the grid being taken by Hugh Morrison. So Dom Balasaitis on pole position shares the front row with a fellow Milton Keynes regular, ex-Sandown regular in Phillip Baboolal. So both of them have shared many a front row in their time racing over there, and now in the EKS as well. Should be a fascinating scrap between them over the course of this race. They roll around the final corner and get ready to take that green flag, waiting for it, and there we go. It was a little bit late the green flag, but Dom Balasaitis flies away into the lead and holds it down into turn 1 into Vale. Ryan Sandall putting the pressure on Phillip Baboolal, and through he goes. A little bit of an upset almost, but he can't quite find the way through. Phillip Baboolal gets the better exit out of Vale and now challenges Dom Balasaitis for the lead of the race, and does exactly that. He's all the way through and then puts the brakes on for the next left-hander and gets ahead of Dom. So Dom Balasaitis falls down into second position. Dana Rohan is trying to make up a couple of positions. He was battling along at the line with Jamie Sherman-Chase and Callum Bendelow. By the looks of things, hasn't been able to get himself past Callum Bendelow, but I think has got himself ahead of Jamie Sherman-Chase, who's sporting a new suit for this. Dom Balasaitis looking back for the lead of the race. He goes down the inside. A good view of this from Ryan Sandall's on board. All the way around the outside he goes into the final corner now, but Phillip is just able to hold on to the position. So for the time being, it is Phillip Baboolal from Dom Balasaitis from Ryan Sandall, and it's been a thoroughly enjoyable first lap.
Yeah, great start there from Dom battling with Phillip Baboolal, and like you say, Ryan in the hot seat right behind, got a good view of it all. So yeah, Phillip Baboolal, he's in the lead of the race ahead of Dom. We've got Ryan Sandall, and they've got Jamie Sherman-Chase just behind in P4. Jamie only racing at Sandown Park for the second time in his life, so he's doing a really good job here up in P4. And he's then got Callum Bendelow right behind in 5th, and then Dana Rohan got a good start there in 6th.
Phillip pulling out a little bit of a gap to Dom actually over the course of this lap. It's not a massive gap, and in fact Dom is closing up on the brakes. There's probably about 0.2 of a second in between the two of them, only at that about 2 kart lengths or so. But 10 minutes to go heading into lap 3. Dom Balasaitis will try and recollect his thoughts and get the hammer down to try and get ahead of Phillip Baboolal. Joseph Simcock trying to make up some moves. He just made a little bit of contact with the driver just ahead of him. I make that as Ross Sandwell. So Joseph will be slightly frustrated he couldn't make that move very clearly, and down into they go, and they're all off the racetrack. I'm not too sure what happened there, but down into Vale they just got it all wrong, Luke.
I think Ross got caught out a little bit there by the wet patch, and off he sailed. I don't know where he's gone. He's gone completely out of view. So yeah, unfortunately Ross Sandwell there, he's just gone off into the grass and probably into the tyre walls, to be honest. So that's the end of that for him, as Joseph Simcock gladly picks up the position and he's now up into 10th position.
Joseph Simcock here is trying to get himself past Adam Thompson, and Adam going to have to go on the defensive very, very shortly. 7 minutes to go in this race, only about 90 seconds or so away from that halfway mark, which means Adam Thompson's got just over half of this race to try and defend. I don't suspect they'll be interested in working together here. They haven't got the other guys, Charlie Foster and George Braund, too far down the road, but I think it'll serve Joseph here to try and get past. So Adam Thompson already going defensive. Joseph looking for that exit out of the final corner of the racetrack and gets the exit, but Adam flies away in the second phase of that exit. I think Joseph made a little bit of contact with him or something. Down into Vale they go. Joseph trying to set himself up for a move. Adam goes a little bit wide, and here goes Joseph to the inside line. Should be able to do it on the brakes here. He squeezes through with a late braking move, and he had to brake very, very late. Adam goes back down the inside though and holds onto the spot. Joseph sets himself up for a switchback, crosses over the lines, and is able to get through instead. What can Adam do? Down the inside this time by not much, and Joseph Simcock finally finds his way through. That was some fantastic racing.
That was really good there, and whilst that's unfolding as well, Jamie Shim Chase is trying to fend off Callum Bendelow, so those two are battling out for P4 at the moment. So good battle there unfolding, and also Chrissy, I think, is battling for 14th place with Dane Christensen. So lots of battles unfolding here on the circuit, but yeah, great move there by Joseph Simcock on Adam Thompson, and Joseph now is up into P9.
And Dane Christensen doing a fairly decent job at the moment. He's one of the drivers that has always actually been on pace. He's got a lot of dedication to the craft as well. Travels all the way down from Scotland to get to these races via public transport as well. So incredible dedication from Dane Christensen. So good to see him having a good time here in EKS round 1. 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Phillip Baboolal absolutely controlling this race and catching up to some back market traffic, but Dana Rohan is having a battle of his own, and it's George Braun that he's battling with. Goes to the outside, and George Braun, by the looks of things, gets through Dana Rohan in 7th position, but Dana will be trying to get himself into 6th himself. George into 6th, I should say. Let's see what Dana Rohan can do as he goes out of the final corner. George Braun, by the looks of things, just about gets ahead. Luke Battersby, you had a bit of a better view than that, if you can summarise just what happened.
Yeah, that was a really good move by George there, going up the inside, going into turns 5 and 6. So yeah, great move there by George on Dana Rohan. This is George's second time ever racing at Sandall, and I believe only his second time ever driving a two-stroke car. So George is doing really, really well here. Normally races in the Southern Rental Kart Championship alongside Adrian Perez. As that's actually a move up the inside there, so that's Charlie Foster. He's now gone up the inside of Dana Rohan. So Dana Rohan losing a couple of spaces here, and yeah, Charlie Foster, who is a regular here at Sandown Park in their Super Champs, is now up into 7th position. So good move there by Charlie into turn number 5. Like I say, George is normally a regular in the Southern Rental Kart Championship, which is a 4-stroke championship. So yeah, George did a really good job here of adapting to 2 strokes.
And it is quite an adaptation as well, especially in the wet conditions. Perhaps not so much these D-Maxes compared to other 2-strokes that you can drive. They actually drive pretty nicely. However, it's still a big step up, a lot of power in these go-karts. And Dana Rohan, another driver who's had to make that step up and done it very, very well. Ryan Sandall is having a battle. He's actually not a battle, he's trying to get past some back market traffic. So I saw two go-karts together, and I thought, oh, that must be a battle, but Ryan looking to get himself back past some back market traffic. Phillip
Charlie Foster
doing a good job. As Charlie Foster
battling with George Braun. I was going to say, yeah, Charlie Foster up in the top of shot here. We're on board with Dana Rohan. Charlie Foster, good battle there with George Braun down up the inside into turn number 6. So good move there by Charlie. I believe he is now up into 6th position as George now looking to get back past, going through the penultimate corner, now into the final corner. Can he get the cutback as they exit their way out of the last corner onto the back straight? We've got Charlie Foster right in front of George Braun as they head down to turn number 1. We can see them on the static camera here, and I believe Charlie has managed to pull that move off as now just go through turn number 2. They just saw coming through shot, you saw Callum Bendelow, who's right behind Jamie Shim Chase. These two have been together all race long, and they're still battling out for P4.
Well, Phillip Baboolal making his way through the final couple of corners now. He really was under pressure from Don Balasaitis in those first couple of laps, but since then gets the hammer down and gets himself surely into victory lane. Here he goes, taking the checkered flag. What a drive from Phillip Baboolal. His second race in the EKS in 2024 has gone absolutely to plan. We know he's one of our junior class championship challengers, and that's exactly what he is solidifying himself as does Don Balasaitis. Ryan Sandall winning the seniors with Jamie Sherman Chase just behind. Callum Bendelow crosses the line in 5th, but that was a fantastic race. Phillip Baboolal takes his second victory of the day ahead of Dom Balasaitis in 2nd position. Ryan Sandall is in 3rd position, 15.4 seconds back from the lead, but actually challenging Dom at times in that race. Very good from Ryan. Jamie Sherman Chase gains 1 position on the grid, up by a tenth of a second to Callum Bendelow, who finishes in 5th position. Charlie Foster is in 6th. Then it's Dana Rohan, Joseph Simcock, Adam Thompson and Freddie Funnell, the rest of your top 10. All some very close racing between those guys, but no closer than Archie Prattley, who finished just 7/10 of a second behind Freddie, being denied 10th spot by that slender margin. Ross Sadwell is in 12th position with Chrissy Harding in 13th. Dane Christensen and Alex Pritchard are the rest of the top 50. Hugh Morriton is in 16th with George Braun very, very disappointed, disqualified for being underweight. However, he's shown some great pace in the first couple of races of the day, so he'll be hoping to recover into race 3.
Right, we're here with Jamie Sherman Chase, who I understand finished 4th in that race. In class, that was a pretty good run. You're actually having a good return to the series.
Yeah, so I think I started 5th. I think I had 2 juniors in front of me, so that's actually 3rd in class. I managed to work my way up, so I finished 4th overall, but 2nd in class. Really solid result.
Really positive stuff, and I see you've got a bit of EKS branding on your suit now. You can't see it because of the wetsuit, but get it out. see the EKS branding. It's very snazzy. Yeah, there you go. Representing the EKS. We'll cover up the other logos. Okay, we are here with Dom Balasaitis. Dom, at 2nd place in that race. You weren't quite able to challenge for the win, but I understand you had some issues.
Yeah, I got a puncture at the end. It was alright at the end though, so I didn't lose anything. But yeah, I was a bit off Phillip all race, to be fair. I don't know if I had it all race. It felt like it was like developing, and then it blew at the end. But I don't know.
Yeah, and obviously you're still in contention roughly overall for the win, at least a podium today. So I guess there are a lot of positives to take, and obviously 2nd place is still pretty decent.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, of course, I fell a bit off in the 2nd race, but the 1st race, the pace was good, because I was learning the track and things. And then, yeah, we'll see how it goes in the final race.